Welcome to Gentle Yoga. This is Leo for Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center. Visit us on the web at urbanyoga.org or on Facebook at Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center to check out the schedule and make donations to support our online classes. I'll have you start today in child's pose. I won't be getting in child's pose, maybe at all, but maybe not yet, because then it's hard to hear me talk. If anyone watching on YouTube later is unfamiliar with child's pose, the Zoomers here know it. You get on your hands and knees, then bring your big toes together. You can open your knees wider if you like, maybe by the edges of your mat if you're using a mat. And if you have knee trouble, sometimes it feels better to keep the knees closer together. Then you sit back towards your heels, reach your arms out in front, let your head come down to the floor. If your head doesn't quite reach the floor, you might stack your hands and rest your forehead on the back of your hands. Or if you have yoga blocks, you can put a block or something else between your forehead and the floor. Sometimes we use like a folded blanket or a towel, something like that. You want your head to rest on something so that your neck will be disengaged. So I'll get in the pose for a moment and then sit up to continue the talking. So it's like this. And of course, if it doesn't feel good to have your arms reaching forward, you can do this. Reach your hands back towards your feet. Close your eyes if you like. Might as well, nothing to look at but the ground, right? If closing your eyes is comfortable for you, of course. And just notice your breath, inviting it to slow down and get deeper as you get comfortable. And notice the action of your breath in this posture. Because you're folded up as your diaphragm drops when your lungs fill, there's an opening in the hips, the pelvis. And as you exhale, maybe you feel a little settling back and down, like you're coming down more towards your heels. And even if you're sitting way back and your butt is on your heels, you can still feel a lowering sometimes on those exhales. Feeling your contact with the ground, how that support under you helps everything relax. The body intuitively likes to be grounded. Take in your surroundings in whatever ways they're reaching your senses. You can't see what's going on around, but what do you hear? What do you smell? Whatever reaches any of your senses. Here, there's a nice breeze I'm very thankful for. Scan your body to take in whatever sensations are present, in addition to those we've already mentioned. And make note of anything that feels off, any trouble spots that you detect, so that you can keep them in mind during the practice, knowing that you're welcome always to modify or skip any part of this. That should go for every practice you do, even if, say, you're taking a class with someone and they don't say that. I'll give you a pass. It never expires. Any practice that you're doing, skip or modify what you want to, because it's your practice, it's your body. Let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth with a sigh. Inhale, slowly come forward and up. Let's shift to table. That's where we have things kind of squared off. Wrists under the elbows, under the shoulders, and knees under the hips. If it bothers your knees, being up on your knees, you can put a towel or blanket or something under your knees. They even make these nifty little pads just for doing that if you're into adding more accessories to your mat. Inhale, draw your heart forward, let your head and tailbone go up. Cow pose. Exhale, draw your heart up, let your head and tailbone come down to cat pose. And just keep going at the pace of your breathing. I was in a big store in Mexico City called Decathlon, and they had specifically shaped, designed knee pads, these little foam rubber things to put under your knees when you practice in their yoga section. After your next exhale, come back to table. That's here where you're squared off and the spine is neutral. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. Feel the heel draw away from the tailbone, the leg lengthening and the hip opening. On the next inhale, reach your left arm forward with your thumb pointing up, arm parallel to the ground. On the next inhale, raise that right foot, reach straight back so the leg is parallel to the ground, toes pointing at the ground. Exhale, draw your knee and your elbow towards each other, round your spine up, and inhale, lengthen out again. Let's do it 2 more times. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. And then bend your knee and reach that hand back, grab what you can, foot or ankle, or maybe it's just reaching back, only grabbing air. Release, let your knee and your hand down. Reach back, press into the ball of your left foot. On an inhale, extend your right arm forward. On an inhale, pick your foot up, reach straight back. Exhale, draw elbow and knee towards each other. Inhale, extend out. 2 more. Then bend your knee and reach back. Take that bind if you're able. And if you're not, don't worry about it. When I started, I would kind of reach back and flail around, knowing my foot was there, but unable to find it. Release and lower down. Step your right foot up by your hands and your left foot up next to your right and hang out, swaying in your forward fold. Bending and lengthening your legs, letting your arms and your head hang down towards the ground. If you like, clasp your elbows in your hands or clasp your hands at the base of your skull. Let the weight of your arms give you some neck traction. Not yanking on the head, just letting the arms hang there. It helps lengthen the neck. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale down. Inhale, all the way up, hands overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let your arms hang at your sides. Raise your right shoulder towards your ear. Slide it back and let it down. And then your left shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out to the sides. Exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. or if you want, take eagle arms, intertwining hands and arms, then reaching forward and up with your elbows and hands. On an inhale, open up again. As you exhale, cross the opposite way. Take a couple more deep breaths into the space between shoulder blades. Inhale, open up. Exhale, twist to the right. Take a couple breaths. Inhale, face forward. As you exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, face forward. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Interlace your fingers overhead. Turn your palms up. Reach your palms up. Look up at your hands. Lift your heart. Inhale, come upright. Exhale, bend to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, bend to your right. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down. Somebody's on my arm, and some of these visitors bite. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Rest your fingertips on the floor or on your blocks. Step your right foot back to runner's lunge. And we're going to explore some movements in lunge. If you want a lower lunge, let this right knee down, untuck the right toes, and you can change your mind anytime. Do the high one or the low one. You can either reach your arms forward and stand or bring your hands to your knee. Let your arms help you that way. And find steadiness in your lunge, low or high. Widen your stance if you feel wobbly. You can raise one arm or both. You can keep one or both on your knee to stabilize. Exhale, sink forward in your hips. Draw your arms down to cactus if they're not otherwise engaged. Inhale, glide up. So maybe your cactus is one-sided, or maybe you're using both hands on your knee. And just follow your breath a few more times. However much movement in the legs and hips feels good for you. So if you're in the lower lunge, you can go forward further, maybe, depending on how your knee goes, how it feels. In the higher lunge, you don't want to let that front knee go forward further than the ankle. So if that starts to happen, you can scoot the foot forward on the mat. From the top of this movement, let's twist. Reach your right hand back and reach your left hand forward if it's not on your knee. Come through center with your hands by your heart. Reach your left hand back and your right hand forward, or bring it to your knee. Come through center, hands by your heart. And let's just take a big step forward, press off the ball of that back foot. I'm going to drink constantly because now the sun's on me and it's really getting hot. Sending heat to Palm Springs where folks are chilly this morning. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Rest your hands and step your left foot back. And if you want to go to the lower lunge, go ahead. And when you're ready, inhale, lift your torso, lift your arms if you like, and stabilize. When you're ready, exhale, sink forward, arms down. Inhale, glide back, arms up. So each side can be different. Maybe one knee gives you trouble, maybe one hip is tighter. This knee gives me more trouble than the other, but it seems okay now. If that changes, I'll drop to the lower lunge. Feel a little tightness, but no pain. Every practice is an exploration. Never really know how it's going to go. Let's twist to the left. Come through center. And twist to the right. Come through center. Big push off the back foot. Step forward. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Rest your hands. Let's step back to plank. Step one foot back, step the other foot back. Let your hips come down in line between your shoulders and your knees. And if you want a shorter plank, let your knees down on the floor. Exhaling as slowly as you can, lower down, elbows in towards the torso as you go. Finding the strength in that slowness. Press into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height is okay in your lower back. Look over your right shoulder, look for your right heel. Whether you find it or not, doesn't matter. Come through center, look for your left heel. Let's do it once more to each side. Look for the right heel. And then look for the left heel. Maybe you find one heel and not the other. Maybe one side of the neck is tighter. You come back to center, exhale, lower down. Take a couple resting breaths. Pressing into your hands, inhale, lift your head and chest again. Exhaling, rock back through table, curl your toes under, press into your feet, lift your knees, press into your hands, lift your tail, downward dog, and do some pedaling. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Step back to plank. Now, if you want, you can go right from plank to downward dog and try that. It will save some work in the arms and shoulders if anything is fatigued or bothering you otherwise. Or exhale lower, halfway or all the way. Then inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. I'm just going to do one more sun salutation. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale down. Step back to plank. Again, if you want to go right to down dog, go ahead. Otherwise, exhale, lower. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. Take 3 cleansing breaths and make your way to child's pose. Scanning your body and noticing your breath as you did at the beginning when we came into this posture. Inhale, come forward and up to table. And we won't even go back to down dog. Let's just step 1 foot forward and then the other come to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. And next, we're going to explore a sequence with straddle folds. So we'll use blocks for this. I'm going to set the blocks up at the end of the mat on the middle position, shoulder width apart. And as we come into this, if you find you don't need the blocks, that's fine. That's your choice. You might use them the whole time or not at all or somewhere in between. Most folks use them at least part of the sequence. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Rest your hands on those blocks. Step your right foot back, runner's lunge. Now we're going to walk our hands with the blocks 90 degrees to the right and let the feet pivot as to do so. So little baby steps is fine. It's perfect, actually. So the back heel comes down. Let your toes point out, heels point in, and keep some degree of softness in your knees. Don't lock your legs. Let your neck relax, let your head hang. So as you find a comfortable straddle fold here, you can decide what to do with the blocks. You might keep them just like this. You might tip them to the lowest position, or maybe you can grab the floor without your blocks. And then walk your hands back with or without your blocks. If you want, you can turn your hands around 180 degrees and keep walking them back. You can keep walking back whether you turn your hands around or not. You can do like a traction in your arms if it's comfortable turning your hands around and get even more lengthening in the back of the body. Slowly walk your hands forward. And if you turn them around, turn them again. Keep walking forward. Now bring your right hand right below your face and lean into it. You might have the block, you might not, whatever works for you. Then inhale, sweep your left arm out to the side and up towards the sky and look up towards your hand. Exhale, bring that hand down, plant that left hand below your face. Lean into it. Inhale, reach your right arm out and up and look up towards your hand. On an exhale, bring that hand down. And now I'm going to grab my blocks again. You decide when to use your blocks. We're going to pivot back where we started. So now 90 degrees. Come back to the runner's lunge. Here. Oh, we've got a cat on the terrace. Maybe he's going to come on camera, maybe not. Or she. It's Tita, the one who attacks me sometimes with her claws. Now we're going to step the right foot up to the left. She's attacking a plant right now, which I'd much rather see than have her attack me. Step the left foot back to runner's lunge. And then walk 90 degrees to the left. Let the feet pivot. Keep the knees soft. Find your straddle again. Deciding what to do with your blocks. When you're ready, walk your hands back and pivot them if you like. Keep walking back to whatever degree works for you. Take your time to walk your hands forward. And if you reverse them, pivot them the other way. Keep coming forward. Put the right hand below your face, lean into it. Inhale, reach your left arm out and up. Look up towards your hand. Exhale, bring it down. Plant the left hand below your face. Inhale, reach the right arm out and up and look up towards your hand. Exhale, bring it down. Grab the blocks again, unless you're one of those folks who can do this without the blocks. And we're going to pivot 90 degrees back to the right, back to this runner's lunge. Step your left foot up to your right foot. Hang out a little, nod your head gently. And shake your head gently. We can move those blocks out of the way before we stand up. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Okay, and let's play with some balancing stuff. You might want to step off your mat. You might want to step over by the wall or a piece of furniture so you can reach out and use that for support if that's part of how you do balances. Hands at your heart, set your eyes on a fixed point, straight ahead at about eye level. Shift your weight from one leg to the other with your feet on the ground. Bring the weight into your right leg. Keep that knee soft. Turn your left toes to the side so your feet are perpendicular more or less. Bring your heel in and up onto your right ankle. So we start with a kickstand foot, and maybe this is your tree, maybe you stay there. If you like, you can bring the sole of your foot to your calf or to your thigh. Never press sideways on your knee, putting pressure on your knee on the wrong axis. It doesn't want to bend that way, it wants to bend that way. You can keep hands here or do whatever you like with your hands and your arms. We have someone joining us quite late. The doorbell for the waiting room. Come on in. Better late than not at all, right? If your hands are elsewhere, bring them to your heart. Pivot your knee forward and let your foot down. Shake the right leg and anything else that you want to shake. And we'll do tree for the other leg. Hands at your heart. Shift the weight back and forth a few times, reset everything. When you're ready, bring the weight to your left leg. Keep the knee soft. Turn your right toes out. And take your time to bring the heel in and up to the height that works for you. And explore whatever arm expressions you want. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them to your heart. Pivot your knee forward, let your foot down, and shake things out. And let's play with Warrior 3 like we did Monday. And today, let's see, maybe we'll explore Half Moon. Maybe you'll explore Half Moon. I will explore Half Moon. You can decide whether you want to or not. So standing the blocks up, shoulder width apart. This is the gentlest way to come into it using support. And of course, if you're using the furniture or the wall, you could do that instead of your blocks, or maybe you use some combination, a hand on the block and a hand on something else. Shift the weight into your left leg. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back. So for Warrior 3, you could keep the hands where they are, or bring one or both to your heart, back by your hips, out to the sides, or out in front. And if you want to explore the Half Moon, keeping the left hand on your support, bring your right hand to your right hip and draw the hip up so you stack your right hip above your left hip. And maybe reach your right hand up above your left hand. And that's Half Moon. The gentlest way to do this is to stand with that left hip against the wall. So right now, both my shoulder blades and both my butt cheeks would be on the wall. It's a very nice supported way to do it. I can't do it out here because of the plant collection on the terrace. If you're in the Half Moon, you bring your hands to the hip. You just rewind everything, square the pelvis to the floor. Bring the right hand back to the support. Exhale, lower the right leg. Inhale, stand. Give a good shake to that standing leg and anything else you want to shake. I'll need a big drink of water before I do that again. For the other side. So yes, Half Moon can be fun. And yes, it's more challenging than Warrior 3. And maybe you find challenging fun and maybe you don't. Why there are options. When you're ready, come back to your support. Shift the weight to the right leg. Inhale, reach the left foot up and back. And explore whatever you want with your hands and arms. And maybe it's Warrior 3 the whole time, or maybe you join me trying the Half Moon. Or maybe it won't go so well as it did on my other leg. We'll see. Bring the left hand to the hip. Draw the left hip up above the right. It's already harder than the other side. More challenging. Maybe reach the left hand up above the right hand. Keep breathing, whatever you're doing, whether it's warrior three or half moon, whatever variation. And if you fall, you can start over if you want. And take your time to come out of whatever posture you're in, slowly by stages, just as we came in, slowly by stages. Exhale, lower your foot if you haven't already. Inhale, slowly stand and shake things out. Let's play with these blocks a bit. Give the legs a rest. Do some work for the back and shoulders using the blocks. The one block in each hand. Inhale, reach out and up, bring your blocks together overhead. And as you exhale, dip them back here behind your neck or behind your shoulder blades. Inhale, reach up again. Exhale, bring them out and down. Now bring them together behind you. I should turn around like this. And with the blocks pressing together, raise them up. Wherever you can. Exhale, lower. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, dip. Let's do it a couple more times. Inhale up. Exhale, out and down. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, dip. Inhale, up. Exhale, out and down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Let's do it all one more time. Why not? Inhale, out and up. Exhale, dip. Inhale, up. Exhale, out and down. Together once more behind the butt. Inhale, raise up. Exhale, down. Let's set the blocks down. Let's set ourselves down. Let's have a seat. If you dropped your blocks anytime in that sequence, don't worry about it. When I learned that sequence, it was in a room full of yoga teachers, and yeah, somebody dropped the blocks. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. If your knees want to bend, let them bend. Inhale, think of coming forward. Exhale, think of lowering. Inhale, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit yourself up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart to whatever degree is all right for you. And walk your hands down your legs to wherever you can. Might be knees, shins, ankles, or feet. Doesn't matter. Explore some twisting and some half binds. Bring your right hand to your left hand. Take a couple breaths. Swing your left arm out to the side. Turn your head to follow. Look towards your hand. Rotate your arm so your thumb points down. Reach the back of your hand towards the opposite hip. Wherever your hand lands on your back is fine. Maybe it reaches your hip, maybe not. Extend the left arm. Let that rotation go. Bring the left hand back to the right hand. Take a couple breaths. Bring your right hand to the right leg or right foot. And bring your left hand to your right hand. Swing your right arm over to the right, turn your head to follow. Rotate your arm, point your thumb down. Reach towards your left hip. Extend your arm, let go of that rotation. Bring your right hand to your left knee. Bring your left hand back over to the left side. Inhale, walk your hands up your legs. Nudge your legs towards each other, bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet together, bring your heels in towards your pelvis. Interlace your fingers, hold your toes in your hands. Wriggle on your seat to shift the bones in the seat closer to the ground. This tilts your pelvis forward and opens your hips. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, hinge forward at the hips with a long spine. Take your time just to see how far forward that long spine will tip, hinging at the hips. And then let your spine round, let your head hang, breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. You let go of your toes. Keep the feet together and slide them forward, as far forward as you can go, and still keep the soles touching. And then reaching over in front of your ankles or under your ankles, walk your hands forward on the mat for this pretzel-like fold. Letting your neck relax and breathing into your back. Inhaling, walk your hands back and sit up. Bring your hands to your knees, nudge your knees towards each other, rest your feet on the floor, hip width apart. Bring your hands behind you, scoot your butt towards your heels, come down gently onto your forearms, then down onto your back. If you like, you could put a block between your knees on the middle position. Pressing into your feet, inhale, lift your hips up to bridge pose. If you want a deeper heart opener, clasp your hands, reach towards your heels, draw your shoulder blades in. If you're taking that bind, release your hand. Exhale, slowly lower down. Explore floating up and down a few times at your own pace. And let's take a supported bridge, pause with your hips raised, put a block or other prop at the base of your spine, lower down onto your prop. Allowing your body to relax down against that support. This can bring some really nice release in the lower back and pelvis. Press into your feet. On an inhale, lift your hips. Take the prop out from underneath. Exhale, lower your hips. Move props out of the way. No more props today. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock and roll to massage your back against the floor. Let's take an energizing twist. Plant your right foot, heel close to your butt, and cross your left ankle above your right knee. Reach your arms to the sides, palms up. Feel your shoulder blades pressing to the floor. Keeping them on the floor, let your legs fall to the right and turn your head to the left. Come up to center. Cross your legs the opposite way. And then twist the opposite way. Bring everything back up to center. Cat has come over and is nuzzling my head. Uncross your legs and draw your knees to your chest. Reach your feet towards the sky. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or feet and play with bending and straightening your limbs. I heard the cat clawing at the mat. I'm like, please don't claw at my head or my face. This is new. Usually she goes for my legs or my feet, like when I'm in down dog or something. Nice kitty. Unexpected cameo by Tita. Hola, Tita. Now she's pawing at my phone. Hey, don't kick anyone out of class. Crazy kids. That's a new one too. Whenever you feel complete with your inverting and happy baby pose, you can make your way to Shavasana. Closing your eyes if you like, focusing on your breath, getting comfortable. Give yourself some deeper breaths. And start to move little by little. Allowing your movements to grow bigger and bigger. Take your time, move gently and mindfully, and sit up when you're ready. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing practice with me today. The light within me sees and bows to that same light within you. Namaste.